Commonly, nuclear technologies, and specifically nuclear energy, has been associated with atomic bombs, wars, and destruction. This negatively influenced the viewpoint of many with regard to nuclear technology and its utilization. However, advances in technology have contributed to its advancement and application. Currently, about 450 nuclear reactors provide about 11% of the world's electricity. Nuclear technology also contributes to other industries such as medicine, agriculture, space exploration, among others. Welcome to Energy Quest. Today I have a most interesting topic to discuss. Typically, when we hear about nuclear technologies or nuclear energy, what do you think of? First, the idea that comes to mind is atomic bombs. Nuclear is always associated with the Hiroshimas and all the negative information we have about nuclear energy is going to be dissected and changed today, because we have with us Professor Debrah, and he's going to explain to us, and then also let me actually say he's going to expatiate what nuclear technology really is and what nuclear energy really is, its true benefits, the application, positive effects it can have on our economy. You're going to learn so much, and we just can't wait. Prof, how would you like us to refer to you here?
You can call me Kofi.
Okay, that's excellent. So Kofi, welcome to Energy Quest.
Thank you very much.
We're very excited to have you because you have a very unique, expertise, which commonly we do not get information on. So we can hear all about nuclear technologies and nuclear energy.
Thank you very much for having me. I won't call it unique expertise per se.
Yeah.
Because I think the knowledge is out there.
Okay.
It's with us. We've not just exploited it yet.
Okay.
And that's what we just want to bring to the fore today.
Okay. So, a Ghanaian gentleman, grown up here in Ghana, schooled in Ghana. How do you come across this? How did you end up in that space?
So my background, I'm not actually shy to say this. I'm a Saito trained.
Okay.
So I finished Amakwetia junior secondary school.
Akwetia.
Amankwetia,
okay.
Yeah, in Kumasi. Then followed up at Kumasi Anglican Secondary School. Did science. Then that's where my interest peaked.
Okay.
In nuclear. So during our last year, third year, we learned about nuclear physics. Now, what got me is this. We were told a story about Albert Einstein.
Okay.
That the father gave a compass to. And that compass was always showing north whenever he held it. And it was pointing to a certain direction, a magnetic field that wasn't visible to the eye, but it was there. So when we were taught with that understanding that things may not be visible, but they are there and they are very powerful and control a lot of things around, I became
curious.
And then I jumped into physics when I went to Kenya University to do my first degree. Finished my first degree and came to University of Ghana, School of Nuclear Allied Sciences, and read applied nuclear physics.
Okay.
And after applied nuclear physics, I jumped into nuclear engineering. Now having a very good basis, good background, I now jumped into nuclear engineering, University of Ghana. So basically I did all my work in University of Ghana, all my studies in Ghana, but had very good collaboration from the University of Pisa when I was doing my PhD. And finished and also lectured at University of Ghana.
Oh, so. Thank you. That you didn't leave us. Yeah.
Well, I had very good mentors. Professor E.H.K. Akaho is one of them. Professor Sefuama is one of them, and Professor B.J. Binyako is one of those people. And most importantly, I will mention Dr. Abubakar
Okay.
of Lagos Rima Foundation for Leadership Resource Development. Most of the things in terms of how to do it, how to even look at things in a different way.
Okay.
I mean, he led me to all those things.
Interesting. So now you're the director for the Nuclear Power Institute.
Yes, so
At
that's the institute that's responsible for designing the program that the project can sit in at the Ghana Atomic Energy Commission. So
Okay.
I work under the direction of the Director General, that's Professor Samuel Dampari.
Okay, so to even start, when we talk about nuclear technologies, what are we really referring to?
So nuclear technologies are technologies that are used in our daily lives. They are there, we don't even recognize we are using them. So today if I get up and say, or a doctor writes a recommendation that maybe you need to take an x-ray. I mean, you are not afraid to take that x-ray. You just go and stand there and then
Yes,
you are taking, and then you go to the doctor, he interprets that x-ray. Yes, that's a technology coming from nuclear.
Okay.
So unfortunately, people have cancer, and then they go to the hospital and say, we can cure you, but with radiations.
Okay.
But we are comfortable and we take the radiation and we
Yes.
are fine. People go shopping, they buy apple, or they buy herbal medicines from countries like China. What they don't realize is that those have been irradiated to make sure that they stay fresh all the time.
Okay.
And we eat it and we are fine. You go to the agri sector, we preserve food using radiation. Again, we are fine.
Wow.
So there are many applications. You go to industry, so the planes that fly, how do we call it, pipelines, the Nigeria gas pipeline and all those things, Abuazi and all those things, they do welding on their pipes. They do welding on the wings. Every time a plane lands, you need to check the welding because it has gone through a lot of pressure up there. So once it lands, you need to check the welding and everything, make sure that there are no cracks and all those things. And these are done using nuclear techniques.
Wow.
So there are things that people don't know, but they use it in our daily lives. Now let me give you something very close to us. Because some of the things, when I say cancer and those things, people have not suffered it before, so they can't relate. Now, each and every human being is made up of an atom. And the center of the atom is the nucleus.
Okay.
So the word nucleus technically means central, and that's why you have a nuclear family.
Okay.
If it was not a good thing, we are not going to name our family as a nuclear family. So it's the center of the atom, that's the core of the atom. Now, each and every human being has an atom in it. You are made up of atoms. Everything around us.
There's all atoms, yeah.
Now, those atoms have nucleus, and that's where we get the energy from. And that's where we get our energy from.
Okay.
So in your nucleus, there is something called the mitochondria that gives you the energy, and it's within the center of the atom. So you see, it's with us. It's something that we relate
That's
with
practical.
all the time. But again, our mindset have not been shifted to that.
Yeah.
To noticing those small things around us.
Yeah.
So we don't actually recognize it. But again, it's with us. We've been practicing it. The soup that we cook and all those things.
Hey,
the atoms,
that's true.
The atom, God, your water is made up of molecules.
Yes.
Your tomatoes are made up of atoms.
Yes, yes.
So you are
so
actually,
then the nucleus is in there, in the center.
It's in there, and we are fine.
Wow.
Again, everything is around us. We just have to be exposed to it and then make sure that we understand what is about.
But really, science is all around us, but
Exactly.
typically we don't think science. But you seem to think science, even in your food. Yeah. But before we actually, of course, this is Energy Quest.
Yes.
So our central interest will be in nuclear energy.
Yes.
But from all that you've mentioned, I realized that the other applications are also very essential,
Yes.
and it's something, so maybe we can touch on them a bit. So what is it about food preservation? What influence does the nuclear technology have in the agri sector?
Okay. So with food preservation, this is what actually gets food to get spoiled. You have what you call microbes in food. And within 3 days, 4 days, you see your,
They can
your
go bad.
tomatoes going bad or going in a certain way. What we do is we, for lack of a better expression, expose the tomatoes to a certain level of radiation. It's like giving the tomatoes an X-ray.
Really? Okay.
It passes through it, and the microbes cannot stand that energy that we are giving the tomatoes. But the
Okay.
tomato tissues can withstand it. We pass it through it, the microbes die, so they cannot continue living in tomatoes.
Wow.
And that tomatoes can then stay. For yam,
Okay.
yam will sprout anytime you put it down. Maximum 2 weeks, it will sprout. Now, when we irradiate it, we stop the sprouting process.
Okay.
So it doesn't sprout. It stays on the shelf for a long time, like 12 months.
A whole year.
Yes. So if we are taking care of our technologies well,
Yeah.
if we are investing in the right places, we can have yam year long. Once it's harvested, nothing will go bad.
But what's the true side effect on us?
So I'll ask you this question to answer your question. When you take X-ray, what's the true side effect of the X-ray?
Well, no side effect I know of.
Exactly the point. So you have X-rays going through you and making an image. The only thing we are not doing is not putting a film at the end of that irradiation of the yam or the tomatoes or the beans. That's the only difference. Else, if you put a film there, we are going to get an image. So we are just passing that energy
Radiation through.
and then it's gone.
Okay.
It stops the growing process, it stops everything, and then you are able to preserve it.
But with humans, when we go through, is it the same kind of radiation, and why is it that for food produce, it can stop it from whether rotting or going further, but with humans, that effect is not with us.
So with
What's the
humans,
difference?
what we are using is X-ray. Now the energy of the X-ray, the energy of the gamma ray that we are using are almost the same.
Okay.
So with humans, you are still growing. We are not trying to preserve you. I know people want to live forever.
No, we stop growing. Actually, that would be a good idea.
We are not trying to preserve you.
Yeah.
What we are trying to do is trying to get an image of maybe your bones or let's say your tissues in terms
Yeah.
of computer tomography or something. And then we can analyze. It's more of diagnostic.
Is it possible to preserve humans or animals?
Maybe we have to go back to ancient Egypt
To investigate that
to
aspect.
investigate that aspect.
Okay.
Yes.
So with the health sector, what help are you able to give there? You mentioned something about medicines and cancers and
Okay.
all that. What
So
are you able to
in
do?
the health sector, Ghana Atomic Energy Commission has been able to help establish 2 radiotherapy centers.
Great.
Now, what that radiotherapy centers does, currently I think we have one at Kolebo Teaching Hospital and Konfanoto Teaching Hospital in Kumasi. What they do is, whenever somebody have cancer, you have radiation that's able to kill the cancer cell. So cancer cells are a cell that has degenerated. So you need to find a way to kill it within the
Okay.
body, else they will spread.
Okay.
So you have radiation that goes through the human body, target the cancer cell, and then kill it. So that's what we do with radiations when we go to radiotherapy centers. There is also another one called nuclear medicine. So you go to the hospital, let's say you are feeling some numbness in your foot. And the doctor wants to see, or let's say you have some heart issue, the doctor wants to see how the blood is flowing through your heart. the blood has a certain density, so the doctor cannot see anything. So what they do is they give you a certain amount of radiation, and it goes into the blood, and the doctor can then see how it flows. You may have,
It thins the blood?
yes, it doesn't thin the blood. It gives it another color in front of a camera.
Okay.
Okay, a special camera. And you can then trace how the blood is flowing. It's possible that there may be a blockage at some point. And when you are able to follow the radioactive element,
Okay.
you will be able to see, okay, there's a clot here, there is a clogging of an artery or a vein here, and then we can then find ways of letting it be free.
I'm actually finding this nuclear technology really interesting. I mean, because it looks like, I mean, with just that, so much can be done.
Oh, yes.
In various aspects of our lives.
Yes. It's something that we've not averted our minds to, and it's something that businesses haven't averted their minds to. Currently, I know the Atomic Energy Commission is looking for partners to build what we call an electronic beam.
Okay.
The electronic beam will be for irradiating food to make sure that they stay for long and all that. I mean, just imagine all the tomatoes we grow in this country, if we are able to get it fresh all the time, all the yam we grow in this country, if we're able to store it fresh. We have beans of cocoa that was irradiated in the 1950s, and they are still standing there fresh in a bottle. You will be shocked whenever they tell you this was irradiated and this is from 1950.
But then probably the cost of the technology can be made up for if, I mean, instead of all our food going bad, because so much goes into storage.
Yes.
That by the end of the production seasons and all that, we don't have it.
That's true.
You know, there's lots of wastage because there's no preservation technology that's being applied, and there are storage issues.
So there's preservation technology, but we are just not using them.
So, and why are we not using it, really?
So, number one, people are afraid. Okay, if I irradiate my yam, my tomatoes, my this, my that, it will have adverse effects. But they forget. They go to other places, I don't want to mention names, and then buy apples.
Yes.
From South Africa.
Okay.
And all those apples are always fresh. They can stay on the shelf for 2 months, they are fresh. But they don't ask themselves, how do these apples
they do
stay
this?
fresh? They are irradiated to make sure that they don't actually sprout, or the microbes don't attack it.
Wow. So viewers, there's business opportunity here. If you're an investor who wants to consider this, I think the Ghana Atomic Energy is open for us. Yes. So consider it, and since it's not dominant in the country, then obviously it's a very big space that anybody can take good advantage of.
Funny enough, it's not even dominant in the sub-region.
Oh.
So now you have businesses that will be able
to tap into Ghana.
Exactly.
You see, you heard this on Energy Quest. Yeah, we always bring you the best, right? Viewers, I'm very sure that you'd have to watch this episode over and over and over again, because there's so much to consume in here. So thank you for also sitting still. Enjoy every bit of it, and pick up your pen and note them down, because we've discussed so much that gives you business opportunities. We've discussed so much that just educates you on nuclear. You've discussed so much that you can also educate other people on. And as we always do on Energy Quest, we demystify the energy sector and add value. Remember to click on the subscribe button if you haven't done that already. Till we meet again. Ciao.